Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to Weemdale. I'm kind of backing out from some work I was doing creating mortar and clay. You can see I've got some in my inventory, and I've been filling this little hand cart. I just borrowed it from Holy to just kind of pull some sand and clay. You can see the piles back up there. So I've been bringing that down here, working on mortar and trying to get that set up. We basically need 20 mortar and 20 stone bricks per wall, such as this. No matter what type we choose, this one being an arched wall. It could be a door, a window, it doesn't really matter, it all costs the same, 20 and 20. So we need a lot of material. In fact, I've laid out my house in Deed Planner, and it's telling me that I need 800 stone bricks, so that's quite a few. That would also mean 800 mortar, so yeah, there's a lot. Now, granted, I had planned on doing a stone floor on the bottom floor inside, but I think I'm going to actually just change that to wood, just to kind of conserve on some stone, because we have a ton of wood. So that's easy. And I don't know, I didn't have a very strong preference to the stone floor. It's pretty dark, so anyway, I think we'll do that. That looks good. I like the contrast of the wood on the stone. But I do need to get my carpentry skill up a bit. It requires carpentry skill to put down these plans. Even if you intend on doing stone wall, it's the carpentry skill to put these down. And it's basically, you need one carpentry skill per tile, and then one per wall that's part of the plan. And I ran just short. You can see up here my carpentry skill is just about to 45. I think I need, at this point, 6 or 7 more points, and it's very slow going. Just to give you an example, every plank I cut gives me 0.01 essentially. So yeah, it takes it takes quite a few, something like 100 planks to get a point, and that's if you're getting a skill point every time. So anyway, we've got a lot of work to do there. It'd be nice to have a sleep bonus. I don't have that right now. I did have some, but I've used it. Way up at the top there, you can see a little shack that Nox put together. He actually has a bed in there, and he's currently sleeping in that bed, so we can't use that at the moment. But anyway, we're going to get some more beds going. Probably the first house that gets completed, we'll just throw beds into, so that we can be getting that sleep bonus right here. And then once the houses start getting completed, we can take those out by cart and move them into the other ones. Okay, I thought I would jump up here and give you the overall view of everything that's going on. Obviously, we have the sand and clay over there. We do have some farms in on these plots just temporarily. One below me there you can just barely see. And we'll remove those when we're finally ready to put buildings in. But the reality is it's going to take us a little bit of time to get these going. So we can use some of the plots around here for things like that and animals. I think we're going to set up a pen in one of these for now. But anyway, we do have Alexander's building over here that he has laid the plans out for. He really liked the idea of spanning 2 plots and then having the road go kind of through it. So I'm sure those will be arches there. And he'll have 2 floors, so that's going to be a pretty big house there. I think that's going to look pretty cool. Now, I had initially planned on being in this lot here, up above and having a view, but I decided to change to the plot down there because it was a 5x5, and the plan that I wanted to do with that courtyard, I really needed more room. I was trying to work out something along those lines, or have some kind of open area to it here, but this just being a 3x3, there really wasn't enough room to do anything like that. So anyway, I moved off of this lot. Now, these 2 lots here directly under me, these are going to be kind of town related, like crafting related. One will be an area for all of the crafting. We're going to put all of the tools, the forge, things like that, as well as storage. That'll all kind of occupy one lot. There'll probably be a building on it, maybe a 2-floor building. We'll have some open space as well. And let's see, the other one in the back there, we're going to put an inn there because we do have the well. And so we're going to put an inn back there. That's where we'll have some additional beds for people to use. We'll probably keep that open. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that built. I have some plans laid out in Deed Planner for that as well. I've been kind of working on what that could look like. But again, we're going to try to finish our homes first. And then as we get around to this side, this is where Reaper has his house going, and you can see that he's come in here and put in the lawn on the back side and then as well on the front side. And because this is actually part of his lot, he can't get a giant building in here or anything. It's 3 deep versus 5, but it is 5 wide, and obviously he can go up multiple floors. He's got the cobble going in here, the curb rather. I was going to say it's not cobble. And then gravel up to the doorway there. So anyway, that's a quick look at how this is all coming together. I was actually just looking back at the first video and realizing just how much this has changed. Alexander and I were talking about that. It's crazy. We hadn't really thought about it because we've been doing this work and trying to get this all prepped, but watching that first video again was like, wow, it's a forest, and that's where that's where my house is right there, you know, where Alexander's place is. And where we had this farm is just trees, and it just looks so much different now that we've got all of it cut back and all of this terraforming done. It's really coming together well. Well, believe it or not, it has been a few days in game. I have been working heavily on this place. It has been a lot of work, but we're getting there. You can see I've just got one more plank here for this floor above me. Just kind of hammer this thing out. There we go, and we've got that done. Now, according to my plan, I actually had 2 more tiles I was going to build on here and then one over here. And I'm actually going to hide the HUD here. So basically, this is the entrance here. I wanted to have a yard, and I wanted to have the kind of arches here, and I will build up on top of this. So if I actually run over here, the back side of the building is actually 2 deep and 5 wide. So you can kind of see that. You can see my stairs sticking up out of it, and a ladder. So there you go, that's kind of the bulk of the house there, and we'll have another floor above it. But we'll also, the floor will extend down the arms of this place as well. And again, I wanted these arms to come out and then bend inwards, but then leave the middle open. Now if you think of my manor before, if you watched the Weem's Landings video, basically I had a portcullis right here, but we're just going to leave this open so you'll walk into this courtyard, and this will be grass, and I'll put some trees in here. That's going to be the look I go for. Now I didn't have enough carpentry to actually lay enough plans down to do these parts, but now that the walls are constructed, I could add plan here and do that. But I think for now I'm going to leave it because I like it pretty open as like a yard, and I'm going to do grass everywhere you see dirt here, other than a stone slab path, and like I said, a couple trees. But anyway, that's we've got a good portion of this done. In fact, I have the ceiling above and the floor below all done. So I'm done with the stone elements of this house, which was a good amount of work. I am going to put a door here that will just kind of close in this area, and one on the other side, and these will be my, I guess, my vaults, which I kind of had on the previous server as well. I did a similar setup. I called it Vault W, Vault E for west and east. I guess in this case it would be north and south. Interesting. But anyway, that way I could store kind of personal things in there and lock that up. Obviously we have the ladder back there, and then we got the stairs coming up here. So there you go. That's what this would look like. Now right here in the center I'll be putting the bed with the headboard right here, so you'll be able to look at the balcony down on the courtyard in the area below. So there you go. That's kind of what we'll be looking at. And we got Alexander back there, and he's got his new clothing on. Yep, that is Alexander. Been making some new cloth and everything. He's working on some sheets for our beds. But there you go. This will all be timbered stone up here. Again, it will be my bed here, but I'm thinking about putting a bed at the end of each arm here, almost like its own bedroom. I may even do doors, maybe 2 tiles back, something like right where we're standing here. So we got these 2 separate bedrooms, and I'll put various decorations and things up here. But right now, the only thing I know for sure is where the beds are going to go. But anyway, this has been a lot of work. Like I said, it's a few days in game now, trying to get all of this done. I'm obviously... you could see that Alexander's got a couple stone walls up over there, and Reaper's going to wait on his. He's going to do his over the course of some bit of time. He's going to work on it in pieces, but I've really been cranking trying to get this thing done. And I did plan to put just a stone wall back here, but then I was realizing that, like my previous place, it was nice to be able to drive the cart in and then straight out through the backside. So I threw that in, but yeah, it's definitely coming together. I'm really liking the look of this, and I really can't wait to get birch trees, or what I want to get in here. Those are kind of my favorite trees in this game, and so I'd like to get some of those planted, but I may have to travel some distance to find some. Well, believe it or not, I've actually completed, or I'm just about to complete, really, the new house. It definitely is looking pretty good. I've actually got a birch tree planted here. We only had one sapling, one sprout, so we're going to plant that, and then we'll pull another sprout off of it once it grows larger, so I can plant one over here. Otherwise, they're pretty far away. So anyway, we're going to do some grass down in here, flatten this out. I'm going to do some slab up to the door. I think that'll be cool. And we've got the inside parts here. I've threw some beds down for us here temporarily since my building was kind of the first one finished. And yeah, it's worked out pretty good. I got stairs coming up here. We're going to throw the bed, my bed probably up here at this balcony looking down on the courtyard. I do have 2 rooms, one off to each side. I've got a couple friends playing that aren't necessarily going to build a house, and I said, well, you know, I'll have these 2 rooms here you guys can use. So this is what theirs will look like. Have a balcony into the courtyard and one out into the plaza out front. Now I had a raised ceiling above the middle area here, but I ended up just throwing in floor. I think I kind of needed to do that in order to plan the walls above, and I thought, you know, I can just destroy these walls after the fact, so we'll see how that goes. Let me climb up here really quick though. So you can see I just did all windows up here just for fun, just a fun little room. I'll probably put some things up here, maybe a table, a chair, a chest with some things, and I'm not entirely sure just yet. But you can see we've just got this hole in the roof above. If I go ahead and add that to my crafting window, we just need 1 shingle, and I've got a few. So if I go ahead and do this, this is actually the very last piece of the puzzle, and this will complete the whole thing. So there we go. I've got the whole thing done. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Well, I was going to say I'll need to clear out some of the loose items around here, but I'm in a hurry. I'm actually heading out the door, so I think Alexander is going to come over here and grab anything that he might find useful, whether it's clay or some of the grass, things like that, because he is working on his, which if I step over here to the balcony, you can see him standing up there. And he's probably just waiting for me, waiting to see what I have here that I'm not using. But his place is definitely coming along very well, and it's looking really good. I'm going to run through that at some point. I've only really looked at it from the outside as I've run by, but I will go check that out at some point.